Hi everyone, I'm Shanna, your photobook master. Have you ever uploaded a photo to your photobook project and received a low resolution warning? Or maybe you've noticed that photos from social media look a little blurry when they're printed in your book. Today I'm going to break that down and I'm going to talk to you about what you need to know about photo resolution. I want to talk about how it will affect your photo book and how to avoid low quality images. Let's get started. Photo resolution is measured in DPI, or dots per inch. For photo books, the standard recommendation is 300 DPI. This means that for every inch of printed space, there are 300 tiny dots of color, and this creates a sharp and detailed image. Most images you see online are only 72 DPI, which is fine for on a screen. It's going to look very clear and it'll be fine for you to look at, but when you take that same image and try to print it, it will look very pixelated. For the best print quality, always aim for 300 DPI images. While often used interchangeably, PPI means pixels per inch, and this refers to the resolution of a digital image, which is displayed on all your screens. DPI, which is dots per inch, like I said, refers to the resolution of a printed image. To make sure your photos will print clearly in your book, ideally you check the pixel dimensions and calculate how large it can be printed at 300 DPI. This isn't saying you need to do that for every photo, but if there's a photo you're questioning or having trouble with receiving that warning, you can check the dimensions of that file. Now here's how to check your actual image size. Let's look up the pixel dimensions. On a Mac, you will locate your photo, go ahead and open it, and now you'll see this little Get Info button along the top. Click on that, and it will show you now the detail. DPI height, DPI width, pixel height and pixel width, so 1832 by 2442. That is the image size for this particular photo. On a PC, if you have your image, you can right-click on your image, and partway down you'll see Properties. Click on Properties, and then along the top you'll look for the Details tab. Click on Details, and now you can see the same dimensions, 2442 by 1832. Also, depending on what program your Windows computer uses to open an image, you may be able to open it in the previewer and see the pixel dimensions directly on this page. So let's talk about actual photo sizes. If you're printing a full page photo in a book, you will need a high resolution image. This is to avoid blurriness. So let's break it down and take a look. The image we were looking at on both the Mac and the Windows and trying to find the pixel dimensions, I have them up here now, 2442 by 1832. So what we need to do is we need to take those two numbers and we need to divide them each by 300. When we do that, what it's going to give us is 8.14 by 6.11. That means that if you were to print this photo at an 8 by 6 size, it's going to be perfect resolution. You will have a little bit of play. You can increase it a little bit. You know, you could go 9 by 7 or 10 by 8, but really an 8 by 6 image or smaller will give you the best result. Let's look at one example working the other way. If you know you are creating a 10 by 10 book and you would like some photos to fill the entire page, so you're looking for an image that would fit a 10 by 10 space. If you take your 10 by 10 image and you multiply each by 300, you will get your 3000 by 3000 pixels. So when you're looking through your photos, or there are a few photos that you are interested in having maybe as your full cover photo or any of the pages on the inside of your book, look at your pixel dimensions, and if it's at least 3000 by 3000, then you know you'll be fine to print that in a 10 by 10 book. I would probably also use this size of a photo in a 12 by 12 book. You'll get away with it, but to go much larger, you'll start to see some image quality reduction. Something important I would like to mention is social media sites and messaging apps like Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, Snapchat, they all compress images. Their main goal is to transmit information quickly. So that means they shrink files down, they lower the resolution, they make them super fast, but they are less ideal for printing. If you were to upload a 3000 by 3000 pixel photo to Facebook, it's going to reduce the quality or the resolution. For example, it may put it down to 1200 by 1200, and I don't know that these are the exact specs that Facebook uses, but this is just an example. So your original photo could be printed at full resolution at a 10 by 10 size. Once you've uploaded it to social media and then you've re-downloaded it from social media after they've compressed it, you now have a max size of 4 inches by 4 inches. The best practice is always to use the original file, either from your camera or your phone, instead of one that's downloaded from a social media site. If you find your image is too small, you have a couple options. You can simply use a different photo. If the photo isn't exactly the same as the original photo you chose, does it still tell the story? If the original photo you chose is definitely the one you want to use, just consider reducing the size in your layout. I had one client years ago I was creating a book for, and many of the images we used were pulled from a Facebook page. It was the only copy of these photos. We didn't have another option. So we just made sure we made small images on the page or the spreads, and it worked. Having those memories there is definitely more important than a perfect photo. So the third option, some people are trying AI-based image upscaling tools. If you're into trying new software, try it out, but I'm not going to dive into that in this video. So remember, always use a high-resolution photo for the best print quality. Avoid downloading images from social media when you can, and if you're questioning it, check the file size before you upload them to your book. A little attention to the resolution will go a long way in your finished product. But also, I am a true believer that having memories included is much more important than having perfect photos. So do your best, but do not leave images out that are meaningful. I hope this helps you understand photo resolution a little bit better. If you found this useful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and join us for more photo book tips and tutorials.